Hey, hello there. Welcome here to Coisinhas DIY. My name is Angela, and today I'm going to show you how to make these very adorable bows on your Cricut Explore Air 2 Mocha. Must be right in front of it. Mocha. At least look at them. No, the birds are more interesting. Oh, there we go. Well, hi, this is Mocha. To do this project here, you will need cardstock paper, and I have 11 by 8.5 paper, and I got these from Michael's. They work really great. If you have 12 by 12 paper, that will work as well. Also, you will need a hot glue gun, and you will need a glue stick, and I particularly like the one here by Elmer's. It's Craft Bond Extra Strength. And then, yes, of course, you need a Cricut machine to do the cuts. I'm going to demonstrate to you how I put together these two here. They're a little smaller. These were made with a 11 by 8.5 size leather paper, and this one here is slightly bigger. You see, this one here was cut on a 12 by 12. Now the first thing I'm going to show you here is how I made this bow here on my Cricut design space, and the bow is already on your images with 2 layers ready to go. All you have to do is you have to manipulate the size of the bow so that you can either fit it on a 12 by 12 paper or 11 by 8.5 paper. Then from there, I'm gonna just click ready to go, and it's gonna do the printing. And finally, when I got my pieces together, I'm gonna assemble one of these here for you. So let's get busy and let's make some bows. Here's Cricut Design Space home page, and you want to create a new project. So go down here where your projects are displayed, and let's do a new project. Click the plus, and you come up with a brand new canvas to work with. So let's click on Images to find the bow we want to make. There is Images, and here's all the images that will come up. So find it by this code here. So type exactly what I'm gonna tell you. Hashtag capital M 4 0 capital F 2 capital F, and there it is. I pressed enter or just click the search. There is the bow we want. If you are subscribed to Cricut Access, this is included in your subscription. If not, there will be a price here on how much this will cost. Right now it doesn't show, so I don't know. Usually between $1 and $3, more or less. That's what the prices go. Let's go ahead and click it. And you will see that it gets added here at the bottom, right there. And if you exit, then you can change your mind, right? But we want this bow, so let's do it again. I clicked it, and there is the bow I want to work with. Then add to canvas, and there it is. And the image comes like this, horizontal, and I know already that for this image it will work best vertical. So look at this arrow here, click it with your mouse, hold the click and turn it, and then release, and shift it a little bit this way. All right, so let's make it slightly bigger. First I'm going to show you how to make this bow for a 12 by 12 paper. Then I'm going to show you how to make this bow for the 11 by 8.5 paper. It was a 11 by 8.5 that I used to make the bows that I recently made for a wreath, Thanksgiving wreath. I used those bows. I used 2 to make a Thanksgiving wreath for 2021. It looked really nice. Many of us do have 12 by 12, and you might want a slight bigger bow, so we can do that. So let's go for the 12 by 12 first. So after experimenting a lot on what fits and what doesn't, I already know that this measurement here, and I'm looking only at the length here of this project, that if we go here up to 14.25, that is as big as we can make this for a 12 by 12. So I'm gonna make it get there. It's okay to just shift it so you see your project, otherwise things start hiding. Okay, so I got 14. I want to go to 14.25. That's good enough. Now you can see that if I leave it vertically, that it's way below 16 here, and that's a big problem. But I have a way of fixing that. We can turn this diagonally. But don't worry about doing it on this screen here. We are going to do it when we make it. So let's go to make it right here. When you make it and you leave it this way, Cricut is telling you that it needs a bigger mat, that you need bigger paper, which you could have that. and you could make the bow even bigger. But I don't have bigger paper and I don't have a bigger mat right now. So I like to do this on a 12 by 12. So I'm going to manipulate this until I get what I want. Just okay this and tell it you know better. Exactly. Now here at this point, you cannot make this bigger or smaller, but you can still turn it. So that is when I am going to turn until it fits my 12 by 12. As long as it doesn't touch the red line, I'm good. See? There we go. Then here, it doesn't have a red line here because after all, this is a big mat, right? So you have to sort of have an imaginary line there. So that looks good to me. So this was layer 1. This is the smaller one, so it just fits easily on a 12 by 12 anyway. But please, please, please don't forget layer 2. We tend to forget layer 2, so make sure that you do turn layer 2 around as well. And this one is the bigger one, so this one is the one that will fit just right. So you keep turning it. Oh, there we go. I think I found it. There it is. So bring it as high here to these corners as you can. It gives a little bit of space here before 12, and it's just within the red lines. So there we go. You got your 12 by 12 paper all covered. Then from here, you would continue and cut the paper. But as I mentioned before, I want to show you how to do this on a 11 by 8.5 paper. So I'm going to cancel all this, okay? I'm going to shrink this image here to 11.5, and that will fit perfectly the 11 by 8.5 paper. So let's go to 11.5. More, there we go. About almost there. And there, that's good enough. Okay, so that's the size you want. Make it. And it comes in this funky suggestion here again, so you just ignore it. Go ahead and turn. Same process as when we done the 12 by 12. Now here you have to manipulate so that here is 8.5, so it has to come to about here maximum. So that's max for it. See? All right. So you still have room here, so you can make it a little bit more like that. There we go. Now let's do the pink. Pink is the big size. And turn it to about, when the tip here reaches just a little over 8, that should be about where we want it. It's still very close to 11. So I think we could make it a little bit more. There we go. So it leaves a margin here and 8 about here. Yeah, it's kind of eyeballing really. There we go. That should fit. So I worked on my both layers here, and I am ready to continue. Before you press continue here, make sure that you are on layer 1, because we had just manipulated layer 2. So that's what's selected here to print first. So let's start layer 1, and it highlights it like that. Okay, don't forget that. Now let's press continue. Now it's looking for your machine. My base material here was set at cardstock, and the arrow is blinking, ready to receive the mat. So I already have my mat here with the yellow paper. Now from here, it's very manual. You have to pretty much put it in there. Make sure you connect it under those slots and put it nice and close to the wheel. Ready, set, and go. Yes, the mat moved, and it's preparing. Very good. Now it's telling you to press go, and then the little C starts blinking, and let's let it do its job. Then you see the the screen preparing, and we start cutting. Alrighty, so I'm not going to go through the entire cutting process here, but it'll do its thing. And now it's 100%. And we are ready. So from here, I take the mat. Oh, hang on. You have to press the arrow first. I wanted to just drag it out, but you have to press the arrow first. There we go. And there is our bow, nice and cut. Okay. From here, I do just pick up the corners and do that. This is not a very complicated, intricate pattern, so I just get this off, and of course I'm trying to do this all holding a phone, so it's better to have both hands available to do that. There, that's what it looks like after it's ready. And then here again, get the pieces off, and not too difficult at all. Now, as you can tell, the screen says that layer 1 is done. It has a check mark at the top right here. See the check mark right there? Now, if you continue the process on the machine, it's going to cut layer 2. There it is. The arrow is still blinking, and my mat is here loaded and waiting to be put in place. So that's where we go to. All right, so let's see that mat will roll in. Ready, set, go. Yes, it did. And then it's ready to cut. Ta-da! And again, the screen is doing its thing, and then the machine starts doing its thing. Very straightforward. And we are done. Unload the mat and remove the paper from the mat. Now that you completed your project, click Finish. And if you like to save it, you go ahead and click Save. And you can label this a bow. My first bow I ever made, so I'm going to say bow number 1. And it's saved. And then you will have it in your canvas right at the home page. Let's see. There we go. Go to Home. And your projects are displayed right here. And there it is. So if you want to go back to it, it's there for you. Let's go and assemble the bow now. So let's glue the parts of the bow together so that it becomes this. Here I used the 11 by 8.5 paper, so that's the size it turned out. And this one is the one that I used on the 12 by 12 paper. So it is slightly bigger, not by much though, but yeah, just a bit bigger than this one. This is the biggest size I could figure out how to make on a 12 by 12 paper. So let's leave those aside and let's start with our parts here. The materials I'm using here is Craft Bond Extra Strength by Elmer's, and I'm using hot glue as well. That's it. Let's get started by putting glue here on the yellow, which will go over the orange. Put glue here and here, but not in the middle. So let's go. And you may be generous here because it needs to stay. This glue, even though it says it's extra strong, it isn't really that strong. I sometimes find it doesn't really do its job all that well, but it's better than regular. So if extra strength is not all that amazing, then imagine the regular ones, they really don't stick anything. So this one works. So put it on the orange and line up the side right there. And that will kind of guide you to line up the other part. If there is a little bit of a layover there, that's really not a big deal. Okay, so that is glued on. Leave that aside. Let's go ahead and glue this part also on the yellow. You want to make sure this one here, you put a lot of glue on the edges, on the tips there of the bow. Okay. Oh, sorry, I ran away from the camera for a moment. And then align it at the top. And then align the bow. It should fall in place perfectly. You have a little bit of wriggle room with this glue, but it does dry quickly. So you can't wait too long. There, that's ready. Now we are going to glue these two together. So almost done. Lots of glue on this one. And again, put it on the orange. There. Well done. Close my glue tip. Now we take the hot glue and we're gonna fold this like this. Okay. Now here, you have to kind of more or less eyeball here where the middle is. and more or less here. So give and take a little. Kind of, you have to have your good judgment on where the middle is. Okay, then I do put hot glue here, and then be quick and glue there. Now on the other side, same thing, and glue just slightly over the other one. So now you see that that part looks a bit, obviously, I didn't tell you to put glue there, right? But even if you do, it won't stick. Every time when I put glue there, it ends up ungluing when I come to this. So I said, might as well not put glue there. What does take care of the problem though is a bit of hot glue right in the middle of it, but like a little drop. And then join. See? Okay, there we go. And that will secure it. And then of course, yeah, the glue makes all these fuzzy things, so just start getting them out of your way. Perfect. Now we're gonna glue this on. Now carefully here, I've done this mistake so many times. I just went and put glue here, and then I'm like, oh, that was wrong, it has to go in the back. So you need to put glue in the front and glue to the back. So watch out for that, okay? So there we go. Glue in the front and put it on to the back. Now line up the tip with the edge of the bow. There. And, ooh, there it is. All right, now this one here, you wrap it around it here first, and you kind of have to fold the paper. Maybe fold it again. It doesn't exactly want to look all that neat, but yeah, then squeeze it a little. And they don't exactly touch in the back, but yeah, it gets a bit weird. I wish it would be a tiny little bit longer, the cut. That's what I'm saying. But it works. So what I do then, I just grab a bit of glue on both sides, like that and like that, and secure it. If it's a bit off here in the back, it doesn't bother me because I'm gonna glue this on something and nobody's gonna see. So there is the bow. I think it looks very cute. So here is two that I'm gonna use on my Thanksgiving wreath. And this one here, I don't know, I'm gonna keep it. See, I'm gonna use it somewhere. Not sure where yet, but I'm very pleased with the outcome. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please click a like on this video. If you actually made them and my tutorial was helpful, please let me know how you like the tutorial. And I hope to see you in the future and trying more of these amazing Cricut projects. All right, guys, that's it. This was a wonderful project to do. I hope you can successfully make these. And please share on the comments below how your making of these went, and please how you use them. I would love to see. If you're on Instagram, you can post a picture and tag me. I would love to write back and say good job. And if you have ideas of Cricut videos that you would like me doing, I will give my best to try them out as well. Alrighty, until next time, bye. Until soon, bye.